Hello everyone and welcome to my video. With the help of this video, you're going to be able to switch up your wardrobe without even having to spend lots of money. Because today we're going to be using exactly those clothes that sit in the back of your closet and you're never reaching for them because maybe they're just too plain and quite honestly a little bit boring. Today we're going to be making them our own. We're going to make them a bit more special with these super simple DIYs. They are very doable, very beginner friendly, so just try it for yourself. In the end, I'm also going to show you a bunch of variations on these designs, how you can make these clothes even more your own. So let's get right into it. First, I'm marking my shirt right under my bust area because that's where we are going to cut the shirt into 2 pieces. And using a rotary cutter literally changed my life. It is so much easier to get a straight line, especially if you're using a ruler with it. So I can definitely recommend it, but you can also use scissors, of course. Next, you're gonna fold your shirt or the upper part of your shirt in half and iron it down. Now you can see a clear ironing line, and this is where you're gonna cut your shirt. And make sure to only cut through the upper layer of fabric, so don't cut through both layers of fabric. And now it's finally time to add some ribbon or lace or anything you wanna add into the middle of the shirt. You're gonna pin the lace down with the right side facing up. I always get a little bit confused with right and left sides of fabric, that the right side needs to be up. So it's gonna be left side on right side. And make sure that you create a pretty edge on the hem of the shirt. So fold the lace over and then do a straight stitch down. I am using a zigzag stitch. You can also overlock the edges, of course, just so that the fabric doesn't fray. And I'm also top stitching the shirt where the original hem used to be. I just think that it looks a lot cleaner that way. Now you're gonna lay the lace bits together, right sides facing each other, and then just sew a straight line over the 2. Now it's time to add the bows, and I am burning the edges a little bit. You can always burn the edges if you have any plasticky or polyester kind of fabric. It's not gonna work on cotton, then your ribbon is just gonna burn, but I just melted the edges and added my bows. Congratulations, you've reached the last step, and that's gonna be just sewing the shirt back together. And for that, you're gonna just stuff the 2 pieces into each other so that the raw edges will be aligned. Just so it's gonna be right sides facing each other, and then just sew over the line. Here I would definitely recommend using a stretchy stitch because around your bust area you always need a lot of stretch because you literally need to breathe and put your shirt on and off. So if you don't want to get stuck in your shirt, definitely use a stretchy stitch. Then you're done and you have upcycled your first shirt. To make our next cute button shirt, we're obviously gonna need buttons. I got mine from the fabric store and they have pretty cute ones, so I would definitely recommend. And now you just attach the buttons to the shirt in a way that you like, and you can either sew them on by hand or using the machine. And once you're done, we're only gonna have to cinch in the middle of the shirt, and you do this by sewing down with a very loose straight stitch, and you definitely shouldn't backstitch at the end because now we can pull on the thread in a contrasting color. Using a contrasting color definitely makes it easier to remove the loose threads later on. And then you just cinch it in like that and sew over it, but this time with the right color. And now you can just remove the contrasting thread, and then you're left with the finished cinched upper part of the shirt. Obviously you still need to attach the rest of the shirt, but how you want to do it is up to you. For our last DIY, you can just steal your dad's shirt or use any shirt that's oversized but really too plain to ever wear out and look cool. And we're going to make one of these cool off-shoulder shirts. And obviously we're first going to have to make this shirt off-shouldered. So we will cut off the collar and make sure to fold the shirt in half so you get a symmetrical cut and it won't look all wonky. When you're done cutting, we're not gonna leave this edge raw and ugly and boring. No, we're going to add a strip of lace, and first we're just gonna sew down the lace. We're gonna secure it to the shirt, just line up the edges and sew over it using a zigzag stitch or an overlock. Also, we're going to have to connect the lace strips together. So you're just gonna put the right sides of the lace together and then sew a line over it. And then you can fold it inside out again. And then you're kind of creating like a loop of lace that you can just attach to our off-shoulder collar. And now the very last step will be to just fold over our overlocked edge and sew it down, like just create a hem. And then you're already done. This project is super quick, like you can do it in, I guess, half an hour will do. So whenever you need like a cool shirt to go out, just make this shirt. Don't just watch the video, make it. If you have watched the video this far, I am super thankful because I'm very excited to upload it. It's my first ever video, so if you liked it, you can probably be my very first subscriber or maybe my second subscriber. So if you want to follow me along my journey, please subscribe or maybe leave a like or a comment. I will be coming up with a bunch of new videos on sewing or maybe some crafty things. So stay tuned and I would be super happy to see you in another video. And up until then, have a super nice day. Bye!